In number 2, we are going to graph the function y equals 2 times 1/4 raised to the x. So again, I'm going to walk you through how to plug that into your calculator. So once your calculator is turned on, what you want to do is go to the y equals button. And notice the y equals button is right here on the top. I'm pointing to it right now. And you're going to plug or push that button, and it's going to take you back to your y equals. Notice I still have my function from number 1 in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear that out. So if you look underneath the arrow keys on the right-hand side, you should see a clear button. So I'm just going to hit that clear button, and it's going to erase the original function from question number 1. And now I'm going to plug in question number 2. So question number 2 starts with a 2. So I want to plug in the 2, which is right here. Then I want to multiply by a fraction. To plug a fraction into your calculator, to use a universal way, which means any calculator you have, you can do fractions this way, is by putting them in parentheses with a division sign. Fractions just mean to divide. So because I have the fraction 1/4, I'm going to go ahead and hit my open parenthesis, which is right above the 8. Then I'm going to do the 1 divided by 4, and I'm going to close that parenthesis. That's right above the 9. And I'm going to raise that to the x. Remember, my exponent key is right above the division sign, which is this button right here that I'm pointing at. When I hit that, again, remember that cursor goes up to the top. And I'm going to use my variable key. The variable key is right to the right of the alpha key and to the left of the stat key. And I'm going to push that button, and it will show that it's raised to the x. So it looks like this. Then I want to go to my table. So remember, my table is in blue, and it's above the graph button. Because it's above the graph button, I'm going to go and I'm going to hit that second button first. So I'm going to hit second and then graph. And it's going to take me to the table. And remember, I can use my arrow keys, my up and my down, to scroll through the table. First one I need is -1, so I'm going to go to -1. -1 goes with 8. So in my table, I can write down 8. Then I need 0, so if I scroll to 0, I can see that 0 goes with 2, so I can put 2 in my table. If I look at 1, 1 goes with 0.5, and 2 goes with 0.125. So then what I'm going to look at is graphing these on the graph that's provided. So I'm going to start by plotting my points. The first point I have is the point -1, 8. So I'm going to come to -1, and I'm going to go up to 8 and plot that point. Then I have the point 0, 2, 1, and then 0.5. So 0.5 is going to be just in between the 0 and the 1. And then 2.125 is just going to be really close to that x-axis, but not quite on it. The other thing to remember is we do have an asymptote here, which means our graph will not cross over the x-axis. So we're going to use a dotted line to just show us that it's not going to cross over this line here. So that dotted red line just indicates that that's our asymptote, and it reminds us not to cross over that x-axis as we sketch our graph. Our graph is going to be curved, so it's going to curve around, and it's going to approach that red line, that x-axis, but it won't ever touch it. And then it's going to go up and to the left.